That night, I was eating dinner, some chicken my mother usually baked at the time. My mother was at the stove preparing the broccoli for me to eat when suddenly the phone rang. "Who is that?" I asked. "It's James's mom," she answered. I began to wonder silently to myself what James's mom would be calling about. Was she calling to apologize for her demons of dogs trying to kill me? Was James okay? Was I in trouble for leading James to jump out of a 2-story window? Bad news, Mom said to me as she hung up the phone. "James is in the hospital." "What?" I said, shock vibrating down my spine. "Yeah, apparently you guys were at his house and the dogs went berserk." I nodded. One of the dogs that bit him was carrying a mystery disease, and the doctors don't know what it is. They tested him for rabies, and it came back negative. James was asked to spit in a cup, and his sample will be sent to the CDC for genetic sequencing. "Oh, what can I do? Can I see him in the hospital?" "I don't think that would be a good idea. He needs his rest, and he's very sick. The doctors say it could be airborne, meaning it spreads through respiratory droplets. Until they know for sure, we should keep our distance." "Okay, I'll be praying for him." 2 weeks later, James was released from the hospital. He looked much skinnier and was a lot quieter and reflective. We were watching the news in my living room because it was raining outside. So, I started, "I'm glad you're okay. What happened to the dogs?" "They were euthanized while I was in the hospital. The vet said they were too dangerous to keep alive." "I'm so sorry, James." "Thanks. It's hard to believe they're gone. I've had them since they were babies." Suddenly, there was a breaking news announcement. "Sticks and stones can break your bones all right, but it appears that words really do hurt. Tonight we report that an 11-year-old boy named James was hospitalized with a previously unknown disease after being bitten by his 2 pit bulls in the Sterling Ranch neighborhood off of Dallas Parkway. Upon admission to UT Southwestern, doctors were perplexed as to the cause of the child's suffering. The male presented with fever, depression, unusually low self-esteem, and malaise. The CDC collected a sample from the bite wound and ran the DNA through their database. While the kid suffered in the hospital, he got into an argument with a staff member over his choice of sedative. He told the Southwestern employee to, quote, "Shut up and bring me a heating pad, you worthless buffoon." Despite only having been in contact with the patient for a few seconds, the employee began experiencing similar symptoms in respect to the boy. 2 days later, the employee started to experience bouts of depression and sudden anger at the smallest of things. He was admitted as well. Just today, Dr. Tim, head of the CDC, announced that the mystery illness spreads through acts of bullying and unkind language. "We have him on the phone with us now." "Yes, thank you for allowing me to be here," he said. "The name of the virus is called meningitis. This virus spreads when an aggressor says unkind things to another person. For example, when James told the staffer to shut up, James was already infected with the illness. When he said those mean words, special droplets from his mouth were released into the air and traveled into the victim's body, causing him to feel the physical effects of James's words. If, for example, the staffer were to go home to his wife and kids, he would be at risk of infecting them. Why? Because he has been poisoned by James's unkind words. He is likely to lash out and say mean things to his wife, making her feel unworthy and upset just like he is. In fact, even being in the same room as him would be dangerous, because that negative energy would take up that entire space. So, for the viewers at home who may not fully understand, the public health leader continued, the illness spreads when someone says or does mean things to another person. Victims of the bullying behavior need to be quarantined, or they will go on to spread it to others, either through mean behavior or reactionary symptoms such as negative self-talk, crying, lashing out, etc. What is the future of this virus? Can we contain it like Ebola? The anchor asked, fear clearly present in her tone. Yes, I do think we can contain this illness. It's a simple fix. Be nice to each other. Don't bully people, wash your hands! This is a highly contagious illness due to what I described a second ago, but the fix is rather simple. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all.